you guys. We'll go ahead and get started. So I know that you have some weights. You want to make sure they're back away from you so you don't bump them with your feet. And those of you at home, you'll want to have a nice sturdy chair and some weights nearby. And we'll go ahead and just begin by warming up the body. So we're going to do some shoulder circles and really exaggerate. You know, this is your chance to really feel into those joints, see how they're feeling today.
It's creaky count.
I know. But you know what? When you notice that, then you notice the days when it's not creaky or a little less creaky, right?
It's not crocodile.
Especially like now, right? Because it's a little moist outside. Let's go the other direction.
Yesterday I felt humidity.
What is that? That's something new. Humidity. All right.
Such a nice refreshing change.
Let's open that up a bit. We're going to do big circles. We'll do one arm, and I'm doing one arm so that you can actually shift that body to follow that hand around. That way you get the spine involved and a little bit of the hip. So I've been taking a fascia class. Fascia. I've always thought it was fascia. She's saying it's fascia. And so I'll do a couple moves at the end. It was kind of interesting. Let's switch direction. So fascia is that connective tissue that runs through your body. So a lot of times when you have pain in your joints, it might be tightness in the fascia. And it's the way we stretch is the opposite of the way we stretch our body. I'm going to rest this hand and let's switch to the other side. So I always like to share with you guys when I learn something new.
Thanks.
I know. Kind of like my guinea pigs.
We should call that connective tissue.
It is almost the same. I'm going to let Sparky in. So, yeah.
I guess we need everything.
All right. I like the way you guys keep going. Let's go the other direction now. Again, we're filling into the body, noticing where there's tightness, noticing where the body might be feeling a little loose. Feeling good. All right, let's rest both hands down on the legs. We're going to keep our hands on our legs so that our body stays facing forward. We're just going to turn the head now. That way we're loosening up the neck a little bit into the shoulder. But we're not going to let the body turn with the neck or the head. Get a little deeper stretch here. Let's switch to looking up and down. And as you look up, extend that chin up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch all the way down. Loosening up the jaw and the chest. And as you look down, try to touch your chin to your chest. One last time, looking up and down. And bring your head back forward. Nice. Go ahead and take one arm up as tall as you can. Stretch it up so you feel that stretch all the way down to the hip. I'm going to drop that hand so it rests on the ear. I'm going to tilt that head down. Now, I'm not putting a lot of pressure here. I'm just resting my hand, taking the opposite hand and extending it down. And as I extend that energy down, that's where I get a nice stretch across the shoulder and the neck. And if you want to, you can kind of put a little pressure here, just kind of tug. But it's that extension through the opposite hand that creates that stretch. And release. Nice. Let's do the other side. Arm extend up and extend as high as you can. Feel that stretch here. Go ahead and drop that hand down. Extend that opposite arm down towards the ground. Relax. Sometimes when we're trying to stretch, we tense. Relax that muscle. And release. Nice. All right. Let's do our sides. I'm going to hang on to my chair so I feel nice and secure. I'm going to raise that arm up again, up as high as I can. And let's lean over. And as I do so, that hip kind of wants to lift up. Push it down. Extend it down into the chair as this arm is extending up. And go ahead and let's switch. This hand takes hold of the chair. Opposite arm comes up and let's lean over. Push that opposite hip down. And bring that hand down. Let's do that one more time. Raise that arm up and we lean over. Now I've got my right hand up, so I'm going to take that same leg and extend it out. Now I have a nice straight line from my foot up to my fingertips. Extend a little bit further. Now I can feel that stretch across the front of my body. And then pull both that arm and that leg back in. And let's do the other side. Arm, extend up, nice extension before we get started. Lean over. And then extend that same leg out. Extend up and out at the same time. And pull both that leg and arm in. Nice. All right, let's do our modified cat-cow. You have a question? Oh, it looks like you're going to say something. Good to breathe. Hands on the knees. We're going to pull our body forward and look up. And as I do so, I've got a nice little arch in my back. And then I'm going to push against my knees, rounding the back, touching my chin as close as I can to my chest, going back and forth. This is a nice, slow, fluid motion. Imagine if you were a snake just slithering. You really want to feel that spine moving one vertebrae at a time, loosening up.
Thanks for the comparison.
These moves are great to do, even if you're not preparing for a workout session. The body just needs that motion to push out any trapped air, get fluid between the joints. You'll feel much better. One last time, forward and backwards. And bring that body up. All right. So sometimes when we sit, we slouch. I have a tendency of slouching. So I want you to visualize lifting that rib cage up off of the hips, nice and high. We're going to do our egg beater. So we're going to take that rib cage and make circles around our hips. So visualize, even if your body is a little stiff and it doesn't feel comfortable moving in this direction, you can still visualize it in your head and your body still receives that benefit. So it's going to help with the spinal fluid moving through there, helping with mobility, which then also helps with balance. We'll do one more circle ending up in the front and change direction. And so do the, not the shoulders, do your hips. I mean, your rib cage. I see some moving of the shoulders, and you really want to visualize this rib cage doing that circle there. And we'll bring our body to an upright position. Nice, all right. So let's now move down to our hips and our legs. And we're gonna go ahead and just pull one leg up and give it a hug. I'm just gonna loosen up that hip just a bit. While this leg is up, I'm just gonna rest it on that opposite knee and lean forward just a bit into our figure four. This really helps to loosen up that hip joint. And bring your body back up, give that leg another hug, and set it down. Let's do the other side. Just raise it up, give it a little hug. Set that ankle on the knee, leaning forward. Bring your body up, give yourself a hug, and set that knee down. All right, let's go ahead and give our legs a little swing here. This isn't working out, so you can hang on, you can sit back. This is more about loosening up the knees, getting some fluid into those joints. We'll do some circles here. You might hear some popping as that air escapes. Again, we're not working the abs yet. We're just warming up the knees. We'll change direction. I'm going to extend those legs straight out, and I'm going to flex them towards me, point them towards you, back and forth. And now let's open them up and close them. So I'm opening them up and pointing in, opening up and closing. Just getting a little flex here to get some fluid in the ankles. And release. All right, good job. Nice, I think we're feeling pretty warm. Let's go ahead and start our calisthenics. We'll start our workout without weight. We're just gonna use our body. And I'm sitting at the edge of my chair because this helps my body become strong because I have to keep my core engaged. If today you need a little support, you can sit back in the chair and let the chair support you. I'm going to start by moving our hands and our knees together. I'm going to push up towards the ceiling. As I do, one leg comes up and then it comes down. Push up and we'll do the opposite. And let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, really nice and high. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Now I'm going to push out, and as I push out, one leg's going to come up, and then I bring it back. Push out, opposite leg comes up, and we'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. All right, so now I'm going to bring both arms up out to the side like airplanes, which means both feet will now come up. And so then we drop them down, and we'll do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Nice. All right. Gonna keep going here. I'm gonna push across my body as if I'm pushing up towards the ceiling, almost like our stretch. And as I do, that same leg is gonna come out, and I'm gonna pull it back. And as you pull it back, visualize these muscles compressing. So we're really working on core here. And so we'll do one side, count to 10, and then we'll do the other side. Push it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. All right, you should be feeling that in the side. That means you're really using your core. Let's do the other side. 1, pull it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pull it back. Nice. All right, good job. Okay. Let's take our hands, raise them up towards the ceiling. We're going to extend and keep that extension up. So I'm going to bring my body forward, but I'm not going to let my body settle down. Keep that energy up as you extend out towards me, all the way down. Tap the ground, bring those arms back up. Or maybe you're tapping your knees, your shins, whatever feels good for you today. Extend up, all the way out. Tap, bring it back up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Keep that body extended. Keep it nice and long. Tap, bring it back up. Last time, really extend up. Tap, bring it up. And let's bring those arms into cactus arms. My feet are sturdy on the ground, nice and flat. Knees are bent. I'm going to imagine that I've got this big balloon in front of me. I'm going to squish it. Now I'm going to visualize that I've got rubber bands strapped around my hands and I have to pull it apart. And we'll do this for 10. 1, squish that balloon, pull those rubber bands apart. 2, 3, really squish. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really visualize squishing that ball, pulling that ball apart. Keep your hands out. Let's try to touch our shoulder blades together. Try to touch those elbows. Try to touch those hands. Keep pulling back. Pull back a little further. And release those arms. Whew. Nice. Go ahead. If you feel any tightness, you can shake it out. Yeah. All right. Good job. Let's find our weights. If you don't have weights, you can use just your hands. You can use water bottles, cans of food. These exercises are still good exercises even without weights. Listen to your body. And so if you start to do a move and it feels like there's pain, pain is not a good sign. Pain is a sign that you're moving maybe incorrectly. So we want to make sure we're protecting our body. All right, I've got one weight in each hand. I'm going to lean my body forward. I'm going to drop these weights down. And so my weights come pretty low because I'm able to bend all the way down. My belly touches my legs. They're almost touching the ground. I'm going to open them up like my airplane mode. and drop them back down. So feel this, see how it feels with the weights that you have, and you can decide if you want to increase or decrease. Let's do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. All right. We're going to do two more sets so you can relax here just for a moment. Take a breath. Going to add a variation. As you pull up into your airplanes, once you get out into your airplanes, you're going to flip those hands so they're facing behind you. And then I'm just going to rotate them back and lower down. So really simple addition, but it's really going to challenge those shoulders. We'll do this for a count of 8. 1, lift it up, twist back and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Nice. We've got one more set. You can stay here. If you need to come up to straighten the back or to stretch the shoulders, you can do that. We're going to do one more set. This time, we're going to do 6. We're going to add a beat in between. So what I mean is you're going to open it up, and then you're going to count for 1. Hold it, drop it back down. We'll bring it back up, hold it for 1 count, drop it back down. So I'm just going to challenge you by holding it for a bit. So this is going to be for a count of 6. 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. Last one. 6. Let's see if we can hold it for 2. 1, 2. Release and bring your body up. All right. Shake those shoulders out. You should be feeling this, and this muscle, the deltoid muscle, is a little further back. All right. Another set with already in the same position. My feet are flat on the ground. I'm gonna lean forward. Remember, this is easier if you lift those ribs up and lean forward, so you're not so bunched up. If you're slouching, then your stomach gets in the way. So lift up as you go forward. This time we're gonna lift up with the elbows. So I'm gonna take my elbows, pull them up, and I'm gonna push back down. So I pull with the elbows up, push back down. And we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, push back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push back down. Go ahead and rest those down. Go ahead and sit up. Take just a short breath here. We've got 2 more sets. Our next set, we're actually going to raise our body up. Okay, so let's lift that rib cage up. Bring the body forward. We're going to lift at our elbows. Once we get up as far as we can, I'm going to bring that body upward. Come back down. Push down. We'll do this for a count of 8. 1, lift with the elbows. Body comes up. All the way back down, push down. 2, 3. You can follow the pace that feels good to you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lead with the elbows. Back down. Push down. Go ahead and let those weights set. Take a short breath here. We got one more set here. One more rep. Next rep is going to be for a count of 6. So you should be feeling that in the back of the shoulder here. Also engaging the core. That's just so quiet. It's hard when there's a recording, right? You're afraid to talk. All right, let's bend back forward. Go ahead and grab those weights. Remember, we lead with the elbows. So we're going to lead with the elbows. Let's bring our bodies up. We're going to push up towards the ceiling. back down into cactus arms, body comes forward, pushing down. We're gonna do this for a count of 6. 1, lead with the elbows, arms come up towards the ceiling, back down, and push down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Last one, nice and strong, up towards the ceiling, back to cactus arms, body leans forward, push it back down. All right, go ahead and sit your bodies up. Find a nice comfortable place that you feel secure in your chair. I still have my weights, 1 in each hand. Sorry guys. We're gonna do some bicep curls. And so go ahead and rest those palms facing me. Palms are facing out. Nice relaxed grip here. We're just gonna curl up, touch the shoulders and come back down. We'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3. Feel the weight going in both directions. 4, up and down. 5, you should feel your abs involved. 6, as you lower down. 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way back down. Rest those hands on your knees. Let's do our wrists just for a bit. And we're gonna open up the hands and curl them back up. Let those weights roll down, curl back up. So we're just working the forearms and the wrists just a bit. This is really good for grip. If your wrists become fatigued, go ahead and just hold on to those weights. We'll do 2 more. And bring those weights, bring your body back up, back into that position for a bicep curl. We're gonna curl those arms up, and we've done this move before. We open up the elbows, open up the door, close the door, elbows drop, come back down to our bicep curl. And we'll do this for a count of 8. 1, open the door. Challenging your coordination here, right?
I'm sure.
3. You know, I'm all about the mind, right? 4, I can develop stronger minds. 5, 6, 7. Last one, 8. And release, nice, all right. We've got one more set. Our next set is going to be a bicep curl. We curl up, open up those arms, open up here. Let's bring it all the way up as if we're tapping. And then we'll just come back down. Or how did I start? All right, we'll do this for a count of 6.
I know that look when the eyes go. Let's see with these.
Well, what did I just
What
do?
did I do?
What side was I on?
What happens when my arm ends up behind my leg?
All right, we'll do this for a count of 6. Curl up, open the door. This time we bring all the way up. We'll come back down, bring it back in and down. There we go. 2. Bring it out. 3.
Easy for you.
I know. 4. I'll get it down by 6. 5.
Talk about coordination. Watching any of the Olympic tryouts,
6. Yes. Yes.
those gymnasts, amazing.
They are amazing. And relax. Whew, all right, nice. Okay. We're gonna work on the back of the arm here, this little tricep here. I'm gonna do that by lifting those weights up over our head. I'm gonna drop it down. So I'm gonna drop it down far enough that I can almost tap my shoulder blades. And I'm just gonna lift it up towards the ceiling. Bring it back down, tap, lift it up towards the ceiling. So you can see how this feels for you. If you want to set one weight down, you could do it with one weight. That's a little bit easier. But the energy is to go up And so we're using these back muscles right here. If you have two weights, be careful. You don't want to drop one. Or Mark has his in fist this way, and that works too. Almost as if you're hammering, right? You've got that hammer fist. We'll do this for a count of 10. Arms come up, drop those arms. Let's pull them up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop them all the way down to the start position. Nice. Go ahead and check them with the shoulders if you need to loosen them up. I'm going to do 3 sets. Our next set will be a count of 8. We're going to add a variation. And so as the arms are up and we drop them down, as you raise up towards that ceiling, we're going to lift one leg up, just like we did without the weight. Lift one leg up. All right. So we're going to challenge moving. I'm actually crossing my midline if you think about it as I do this. Let's do this for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and all the way back down to start. Nice. Check in with those shoulders. Make sure they're not creeping up towards the ears. Relax them. Your muscles can work out, even relax. You don't have to have them tight and tense. Okay, next set's going to be a count of 6. And we're going to add a little bit more of a challenge. As the arms are up and the arms drop down, I'm going to lift both feet up as arms come up, drop down. Both come up together and drop down. So now I'm engaging that ab. If you need to sit back to let the chair support you, you can use that assistance. Arms come up, drop those hands. Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and bring those arms back down. Nice. All right. Ooh, I can feel that on the back of the arms right there. That's good. Okay. We're going to move through our power series. I call this our power series because this is when we're really like pushing those weights. So I've got my feet flat on the ground and they're about hip distance. And remember how we check. If you make 2 fists, they go between your knees, go between your ankles, then you know everything's in alignment with the hips. And that keeps your body in a nice, safe position. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the abs nice and strong. You can have your weight, sorry. I've got one weight in each hand. My hands are going to rest at my hips. We did this without the weights, where we punched across our body. And as we did, that same foot went out and then we pulled it back in. So now we're going to do the same. So I'm challenging my bicep because I'm pushing with weights, but I'm also going to be engaging my abs. So as I pull back, visualize these abs contracting, and that's how you're going to work on this muscle here. We'll do one side for 10 and then the other. 1, pull it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, and they might feel different. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull it back. Nice. Good job. I'm going to move one hand open across my body and bring it back. This is our wood chop. So imagine you've got an axe in your hand, you're pulling it up, you're going to slice it down to chop that wood, but we're going to go at a diagonal. So I'm going to start from my right shoulder going down to my left hip. And we'll do each side for 10. 1, open up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. When you bring that arm up, make sure you're not pushing that belly out and arching the back. Keep the body nice and strong. Let's bring those hands to the opposite hip. We'll do the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, back down. Nice. All right. Put your hands together. Same move, only now my hands are going to move together. Both arms go up Both hands have that hatchet and we're gonna slice down. I have both my weights. You can put one back and just do one weight if that's easier for you, but that's what your body's asking for today. Let's do this for a 10. 1, still going across the body, diagonal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. Nice. Let's go ahead and switch to the other hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. Nice. Let's set those weights down in the center so they're kind of just hanging down. So my feet are now a little bit wider, but they're both pointing forward. So are my knees. My knees are pointed forward. My feet are pointed forward. Everything's in the same direction. And I'm actually going to be pushing out on the outside of my leg and the outside of my foot, just to put a little resistance engaging those legs. I'm going to bring those arms up over my head. And just like we did before, drop them down, tap those shoulder blades, back up. We're just going down a little bit further. We'll do this for 10. 1, tap. 2, tap. 3, 4. You should feel this in your abs. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tap all the way back down. Nice. All right, I'm going to pull my feet in a bit. Still have one weight in each hand. I'm going to push across my body, but this time I'm going to push. I'm going to be parallel with the ground. I'm going to push across, bring it back to that hip. Push across, bring it back to that hip. So now I've got my spine involved. And so now I'm doing this weight lifting, but I'm engaging these lateral muscles, also twisting the spine. We'll do this for 10. 1, let's do both sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, nice and strong, 10. And bring it back. All right. Go ahead and rest those hands on your knees. Go ahead and take a breath here. Whew, we've been moving. That was our power move. I call that our power move because we really engage our core with all of that. And I'm sorry, I have an alert on here. I have to it's the calendar alert saying that I teach at 10 o'clock.
Change that one.
I do. And I never know what they see. I don't know if it disrupts them. So, all right, rest those hands on your knees. Palms are facing down. I'm gonna lift my arms straight up and back down. Now, as I lift them up, my core becomes engaged. So you want to keep that core strong. Push that belly button towards the spine. Tuck that tailbone so that you're not putting too much stress on the lower back. And we lower down. We'll lift up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Nice. Our next move, we're going to start in the upward position. One arm's going to go up, one arm's going to go down. Come back to that center. One arm comes up, one arm goes down. You could try it to see how it feels. If you need to adjust your weight, you don't have to use weight, but really check in. Notice how the abs are feeling. Notice how you can tuck that belly button back to the spine. Keep those abs nice and tight. All right, we're going to do this for a count of 10. So start in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to the center and release. Nice, good job. So you should be feeling that. I can feel it like up high in my abs, like nice and high. Okay, one more set. This next set, we're going to bring it up like we did in the beginning. Only now I'm going to pull it back, almost as if I'm rowing a boat. I'm going to pull it back, and then I'm going to push it forward, come back down. We'll do this for 10. All right. So if you want to try it to see, this is actually an easier move because I think we're engaging the biceps here. Let's do this for 10. 1, pull it back, push it forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push it forward and back. All right, take a short breath. Shake out the arms, shake out the shoulders, check in with the body, see if there's any tightness. Breathe into that area, breathe into that space. Soften those muscles. Not about being tense and tight. Relax, relax. Okay, one more set with the weights, and then we're gonna move to our legs. Go ahead and take those weights, one in each hand. My palms are facing each other. My arms are parallel with the ground. So I just got to hold my arms, or I can actually touch my body with my elbows. All right. So I'm just going to punch out. And as I pull it in, other hand comes out. All right. We've done this before, just the punch out. And we'll do this for 10. 1, both sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, both sides and back. Nice. All right. So we're going to do that one more time. As you punch out, make sure your arm isn't moving forward. And so as I punch out, my arm stays stationary. My shoulder, sorry. I'm not reaching out, extending past. My arm stays back. My shoulder stays back. I want you to visualize that you're pushing against a heavy weight or a mat, and then visualize that someone's holding that weight and you're having to pull it back from them. So it's the same move, but we're challenging ourselves just by imagining that we've got some resistance going out and resistance pulling in. So go ahead and bring those weights up. We'll do another 10. 1, pull it back. 2, really visualize there's someone there. 3, 4, 5, they're pulling against you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other arm out and release. All right, go ahead and set the weights down. Make sure you set them back because we're going to be using our feet. I don't want you accidentally stubbing your toe or stumbling on them. All right. Check in with the arms and the shoulders. Relax that area. I can feel that. Any stretches that you need to do. All right. Let's start moving that lower body. Nice and simple. I'm just going to bring my knee up and tap it with my hand. Bring my opposite knee up, tap it with the opposite hand. And we'll do this for 10. 1, both sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So it looks real simple, but because we've been working our core, I can feel it. All right. So we're going to challenge ourselves a little more. Same move, only now my hands are going to be on my shoulder blades. I'm going to tap that knee with my elbow. So now my knee has to go up a little bit higher. Same move, just alternating from one side to the other. And we'll do this for 10. 1, both sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. One more. We're going to go up even higher. Now I'm going to go up high enough that I can clap underneath. So now I'm really having to bring that leg up to clap underneath. I'm not bringing my body down, not yet. That'll be a different move. My body's staying upright, knee is coming up high enough to clap underneath. We'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. All right, good job. All right, let's open those legs up. I'm going to do our mountain climbers. And so actually, I'm going to leave one leg forward. I'm just going to open up one leg. So one leg is out, We had our hands up on our shoulders. Let's bring them out into cactus arms. I'm gonna tap that knee to my elbow and lower it back down. Now, I'm not leaning forward. I'm gonna have to bring that knee up high enough to tap that elbow and bring it back down. And we'll do this side for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's pull that leg in. Let's do the other side. If you need to adjust in your chair, go ahead and adjust. Arms back up in cactus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release, bring those legs in, drop those arms. All right, we're gonna move our legs in and out now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one leg, bring it in a big circle, tap it, bring it back. You can hang onto the chair. You can lean back if you want that support. If you want to have more engagement in the abs and build these muscles, bring your body forward. I hang onto the chair because I have a tendency to want to slouch. So it just keeps my body upright. And let's tap out for 10. 1, big circle. 2, this is for the hip. 3, open up the hip. 4, 5, good, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring it back. Nice. If you visualize that there's a big ball right there that you're having to step over, maybe a child or maybe a pet, you have to step all the way over. Longo, yeah. You have good practice with this. Let's do this side for 10. 1, tap out, bring it back over. Don't step on them. 2, 3, ouch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring it back. Nice. All right. Same move, only both legs are going to move together. Pull it out, pull it back in. So now you got 2 dogs, right? You've got Longo and Ike on both sides. All right, so I'm going to hang on, keep my body upright. It also keeps me from falling off my chair. I'm going to open up my legs, tap on the outside, bring them back. Again, if you want this support, you can go ahead and lean back, and let's do 10. 1, 2, don't step on them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring them back. Nice, good job. All right, good job. So that's really good for the hips. You should feel that hip area opening up. All right, so now I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see a little bit. We did some knee lifts. This time we're going to lift up and we're going to push, almost as if there's a box or a wall or something that we're going to push against. So I'm engaging these muscles right here. And again, so the body doesn't know the difference. If your mind visualizes that you're really pushing against something that has some resistance, that's what your body imagines you're doing. And so you'll build those muscles. Let's do this leg for 10. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost as if you're pumping. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Nice. In the early part of our workout, we were lifting those legs up, and I told you we weren't working our abs, we were just warming up the legs. Now we're going to work the abs. So I'm going to have you pull those legs up. Visualize your abs are holding these legs up. We're going to drop them down super slow. They're not touching the ground. Mine are actually hovering over the ground. Lifting them up super slow. Going back down. Visualize you've got some heavy weights on your ankles. We'll do just this for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3. Abs are tight. 4, 5. Let's hold it for that other 5 counts. 1, 2, 3. Keep your body up. 4, 5, and release. Nice. Go ahead and spread those legs further apart. I'm gonna point my toes at a 45-degree angle. So right now my toes are pointed out, my knees are in that same direction here. I'm at the edge of my chair just so I have a little bit more mobility as I move side to side. Be careful if you're not too far on the edge, you don't want your chair sliding out behind you. So make sure you're nice and safe here. I'm gonna bring those arms up towards the ceiling, lift up, lift that rib cage up off of those hips, turn towards one leg, and let's go down. I'm gonna walk my hands across the floor. These are cherry pickers, so you can gather some cherries all the way to the other foot. And now I'm gonna bring my heavy body up and I'm gonna open up that arm so I filled my abs, my lateral muscles pulling me up. Arms lift up, let's go back towards that leg, all the way down. Careful, watch, make sure that chair doesn't slide out from behind you. Going all the way across, bringing that body up. That was 2, we're gonna do 5. All the way down. Work it across. Arms up. 4. Bring that heavy body up. Last one this direction. All the way down. Walk those arms across. And bring that body up. Nice. Let's lift those arms up. Let's make sure you're nice and secure. We're going to do the other side, but make sure you have in a nice, safe sitting position before we get started. Lift up. Sometimes we get to slouch down. Lift that arm up. Both arms up and shoulders towards the ceiling. Turn towards that opposite leg. Now let's go down. Walk those hands across. Bring that body up. Engage those lateral muscles. Lift up and go down. Walk it across. Arms up. Lift it up. 3. Lift up. 4. And 5. Reach up super high. Turn. Let's lean over that leg and walk it across. Bring that body up. Let's lift up towards the ceiling. Get those arms up super high. Find a nice safe position. Going to bring our bodies forward as far as you're able to. I'm not touching yet. I'm actually pushing against the ground. So I feel it in the back of my hamstrings here. So I'm pushing my hips behind me, pushing my arms forward. So I'm engaged at this moment. My legs are nice and strong. I'm pushing against the earth, pushing out in both directions. And now I'm going to relax and let those arms hang heavy, let that head hang heavy. Bring that body up. Oh, nice and strong. Push out both directions. Push with the feet, push with the hand, push with your hips, pushing behind you. Pushing, the whole body's engaged. You feel the muscles nice and strong. And drop down. Soften the legs, soften the shoulders, soften the neck. And go ahead and bring those elbows up to the knees. My legs are still apart. From this position, I'm going to push my legs open. I'm actually rolling up onto the edge of my feet. So I'm opening up, stretching out the inside of my legs right here. This is a nice opening stretch. If it feels good for you, you can drop your belly or your body down a little deeper to feel that stretch a little deeper. Or maybe today you're up a little higher, however you feel comfortable. With my arms, I'm going to push against those knees, those legs, and my hands are pushing against my shins. I'm going to try to close my legs, but at the same time, I'm pushing out. So I've got a little resistance. I'm closing the legs in, but pushing out with my arms. So now my arms are engaged, my legs are engaged. Push and pulling at the same time. And release. Go ahead and bring your body up. Ooh, nice. Nice way to work those legs. All right. We're just going to do a little bit of standing from our chair. And so I'm going to sit on the edge. My feet are flat on the ground. I've got my nice distance here, right? And make sure that my knees are hip distance going out and my legs are directly beneath me. I'm going to lean my body forward until I can stand up. And you know what? Actually, if my feet are out flat, this makes it very difficult. So I'm gonna slide my feet in a little bit further. That gives me a little bit more ability to balance myself. They're a little bit further underneath me. Let my body lean forward. And as soon as I feel my weight lifting up off my hips, I'm gonna leave my chair. Pushing up against the earth, arms go up, reaching up. If it feels comfortable, you can go up on your tiptoes. Lift up as high as you're able to. And we're gonna bring our feet back down. Body starts to come down. Feel that weight settling down into the feet. You start moving towards the chair, not sitting yet, nice and slow. Feel the muscles in the thighs engaged. You're just about to sit in the chair. And once you can no longer hold it, go and sit back in your chair. Nice. All right. So now I'm not going to use my hands to push against my legs or my chair. I'm going to let my arms hang out in front of me. Bring that body out. So I'm pushing out as far as I can. And once I feel that weight off my hips, I push against the earth. Arms go all the way up towards the ceiling. If you're able to, up onto the tiptoes. Nice, nice and strong here. And go ahead and lower those heels back down. Bring those hands out towards me. I'm not sitting yet. I'm pushing through my hips. Hands are pushing out. Let's take those hands, bring them back behind you. And if you're able to interlace them, if you need to sit down, go ahead and find that chair. Be careful. Pull those shoulder blades together. Pull those elbows together. And release those hands. Bring them back forward towards me. And find that chair. Ooh, nice. All right. Okay. So I promised you a little demonstration on how to stretch fascia. And so we had a question inside the room is what fascia is. And there's a connective tissue that surrounds the muscles. It actually is what holds everything together closer to the joints. If you ever cut chicken, you have that white stuff that you have to cut through, that's fascia. And so it can become dry and brittle. As we age, it's not as lubricated. It's just part of aging. It gets a little dehydrated. You live in a dry environment such as New Mexico, it can become even more dry. Or if you're not eating a diet that you drink a lot of water or eat hydrating foods such as fresh fruit and vegetables, it can also become dry. And so you may have pain in your shoulder, your lower back. You could even have pain in your knees, and it could be associated to the fascia. And so I'm going to show you how to loosen up some fascia in the neck area, because it seems like it's an area that we often have some concerns. And so what we're going to do is going to feel kind of opposite of what we're used to doing. And so I'm going to visualize that my head is going to move in this direction. So I want to move my head in this direction, but I'm going to put my hand up and I'm going to stop it from moving in that direction. So I'm pushing with my head and I'm pushing with my hand this direction. So I'm going against themselves. From here, I'm actually going to slowly move that head. Still resisting, still pushing against that hand. And then I'm going to bring it back up. Now you might feel a little tension here. You can switch this up. You can rotate that hand like we did when we stretched. Now I'm still pushing my head in this direction and I'm pulling it in the opposite direction and I'm resisting as I pull it down. This might feel better for you. And then I bring it back up. We'll do that 2 more times. So my head is moving out this direction. Hand is pulling it in the opposite. So you feel that resistance. And then we're going to pull it down nice and slow. And bring it back up. We'll do that again. And you can switch if you want to try both ways. See which way feels better for you. Still the same stretch. I just switched my hands. So I'm pushing as I bend that neck over. And go ahead and release. You can shake that arm out. Let's try the other side. All right, so my hand comes up. I press it against the temple. And I'm going to push. My head is pushing in this direction. Hand is pushing against the head. And I'm actually going to push, moving that head down still trying to resist. The head is still trying to push against the hand. And then I bring it back up. We'll do this 5 times. That was 1. And if you want to switch and try the other way, I'm going to try the other way. One more time. Push, resist against it. And come back up. Nice. All right. So now we're going to go forwards and backwards. And so I want a nice, strong, safe position. I'm going to tuck my chin just a bit. So almost as if my ears are parallel with my shoulders. So my head's not forward, my head's not back. My ears are aligned with my shoulders. And so I'm going to try to move my head in a backwards position, as if I'm looking up, and my hands are going to go behind my head like this to stop it. So my head is leaning back, I'm pushing back, hands are going forward. And I'm going to go ahead and move that head forward, still resisting, still pushing against those hands. And come back up. Push that head against the hands, and the hands move the head down. And come back up. Let's do 2 more. One more. And back up. All right, so we've got to be even. Let's do the front. All right, so you can hang on your fingertips here. You can put your palms however it feels comfortable. I'm going to put my fingertips and I'm going to be pushing my head forward. So my head wants to go forward and the hands are pulling it back. So I still resist as I'm looking up. So I'm actually moving the head back. And let's pull it back up. Pull that head forward, hands, pull it back. Let's do 3 more. Push against those fingers or that palm. And back up, 2 more. One more. And release. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and shake those arms out. You can move the neck a little bit, move the shoulders. Let's end with a nice stretch of the back. So I'm going to go ahead and have you lean back against the back of the chair and drop those arms down. Visualize the shoulders rolling up towards the ceiling. So I'm opening up my chest, palms are facing up. If I feel safe and secure enough, I can go ahead and let my head drop back. And bring your body back up. Bring those hands to your legs. Find that situation where you feel nice and safe in the chair, leaning back. Open up the arms like airplane arms. Palms are open. Open up, roll that chest up towards the ceiling and let the head drop back. And bring those hands back in all the way to the knees. Last stretch. Arms come up towards the ceiling. I'm leaning back against my chair. I have a nice, safe, secure chair. Arms lean back as far as I'm able, and then let the head drop back. I can feel this stretch all the way down my belly. And bring those arms